Jayam Vishnupa Paramansa Parivāvagaccha Suttasasasima is Vangris Esi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki. Jayam Vishnupa Paramahansa Parivāvagaccha Suttasasasima is Vangris Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki. Jayam Vishnupa Paramahansa Parivāvagaccha Guru Kṛṣṇa Das Babaji Maharaj ki. Jayam Vishnupa Paramahansa Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki. Jayam Vishnupa Paramahansa Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Brinda ki. His confounder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki. Prem se kao Sri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivāsari Gopakta Vrinda ki. Sri Sri Radha Kṛṣṇa Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana ki. Vrindavan Dham ki. Mayapur Dham ki. Dwarka Dham ki. Jagapi Dham ki. Gangamaya Manamaya ki. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi ki. Nitai Gopi Manande. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the lotus feet of Sri Guru Gauranga. Ajnana timendasya ganam ganam salakaya chakshusita yena tasma Shri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapita Yena Bhutale Sayarupa Kadamaya Dadati Sapadantikan Vandeham Sri Guru Srita Parakamalan Sri Guru Vaishnavascha Serupam Sagrajata Sagana Lagunata Vitanta Sajivan Sadvaitan Savadutan Parajana Saita Sri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Deva Sri Radha Kṛṣṇa Padasahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhavitamcha He Kṛṣṇa Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radha Bindanamnisware Vishabhana Sutadevi Panamami Haripi Kṛṣṇa Ya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramadanam Devaki Paramananda Kṛṣṇa Bandi Jagaguru Vanjaka Patarubhyascha Kripa Sundhi Vacha Patitanam Pavanabhebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Kṛṣṇa Pishtaya Bhutale śrī-mat Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Visesa Sunyabhari Pashatya Disatarini Namo Mahapadanyaya Kṛṣṇa Premapadayate Kṛṣṇaya Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Namini Gaurata Senama Sri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivāsari Gauravakta Vinda Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ananda Lila Maya Vigraya Mabita Vichavi Sundaraya Tasma Maha Prema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Namah Namaste, Chaitanya Namah Namaste. So I thank everyone for coming this evening for the Bhagavad Gita class. Of course, the Hindi section always have full house, but the English section is always very small. But it's okay. So this Bhagavad Gita is Lord Krishna's own word. Krishna spoke the Gita to his dear devotee, Arjuna. When Arjuna said that Sishyasteham sadhana prapanam, that I want to become your disciple. So please instruct me. And then Kṛṣṇa spoke Bhagavad Gita. Kṛṣṇa spoke Bhagavad Gita. Sanjay heard it, heard the Gita directly when Kṛṣṇa was speaking it, and then this was related to Dhritarashtra. Dharmasete Kurukshetre. What's that? Dharmasete Kurukshetre. Samaveta Yutsava. Mamaka Pandavas Chakva. Kimakuvata Sanjaya. So this is Dhritarashtra asking Sanjay that my sons and the sons of Pandu, they gathered on the battle of Kurukshetra. Now, Kimakuvata, what are they going to do now? So this is the beginning of the Gita, and then we have the whole narration. So we are hearing from the lotus mouth of Lord Sri Kṛṣṇa, the perfect science, the perfect knowledge. Nothing, no knowledge in this world is as perfect as Bhagavad Gita. Because it's coming from the mouth of the Lord himself. So it's called the Song of God, a song with the Bhagavad Gita, coming from the Lord's mouth. You may go to the best universities in the world, get the best degree, accumulate so many degrees in the universities, but your knowledge is still tiny when we have to compare it to what is in the Bhagavad Gita. So, just like Prabhupada said that any one of my students who have read the Bhagavad Gita and they are preaching it, they are the topmost of all professors. They surpass the status of the most learned person, the so-called, the one who discovers physics, what's his name? So many of them like that. But no philosophy is higher than what is in the Bhagavad Gita. That's a fact. Many of us, before we joined ISKCON, we were in the college, we were in the university. But the moment we read Bhagavad Gita, we say, oh, this is it. This is the topmost knowledge. This is the topmost understanding. We never heard this before from our professors. So this is topmost knowledge. So therefore, then we embraced it. So now, we are in chapter 10, Vibhūti Yoga. Lord Kṛṣṇa is describing his wonderful opulences. He has been describing throughout this 10th chapter how Kṛṣṇa is everything. Whatever we can see in the entire creation, whatever perfection we can see in the whole creation, Kṛṣṇa says, that is me. And the Mother Ganges, I am topmost demigods. So Kṛṣṇa is explaining how is everything, whatever you can conceive of, is all there. All the greatness we can see, that is his representation. Himalaya is the topmost, the biggest mountain. Kṛṣṇa says, that is me. The most purifying river, Mother Ganges, Kṛṣṇa says, that is me. So is there anything that is not Kṛṣṇa? No. So let's just read the text first, and then I go into the deliberation. So text number 41.
41.
Huh? 41, yeah, yes. So text 41, chapter 10. If you have Bhagavad Gita, you can open it also. Ya yad vibhūtimat sattvam śrīmad ūrjitam evāvagaccha tata evāvagaccha tvam
tvam
mama tejo ṁśa-sambhavam
mama tejo ṁśa-sambhavam
ya vibhūtimat sattvam
yajjad vibhūtimat sattvam
śrīmad ūrjitam
śrīmad ūrjitam
tata evāvagaccha tvam
evāvagaccha tvam
mama tejo ṁśa-sambhavam
mama tejo ṁśa-sambhavam
ya vibhūtimat sattvam
yajjad vibhūtimat sattvam
śrīmad ūrjitam
śrīmad ūrjitam
tata evāvagaccha tvam
evāvagaccha tvam
mama tejo ṁśa-sambhavam.
mama tejo ṁśa-sambhavam yajjad vibhūtimat sattvam śrīmad ūrjitam evāvagaccha tvam
tata evāvagaccha
mama tejo ṁśa-sambhavam
mama tejo ṁśa-sambhavam
yajjad vibhūtimat sattvam śrīmad ūrjitam evāvagaccha tvam mama tejo ṁśa-sambhavam
yajjad vibhūtimat sattvam
yajjad vibhūtimat sattvam
śrīmad ūrjitam tad evāvagaccha tvam mama tejo ṁśa-sambhavam
Ladies,
yajjad vibhūtimat sattvam
śrīmad ūrjitam
śrīmad ūrjitam
tad evāvagaccha tvam
mama tejo ṁśa-sambhavam
mama tejo ṁśa-sambhavam
ladies,
yajjad vibhūtimat sattvam śrīmad ūrjitam tad evāvagaccha tvam mama tejo ṁśa-sambhavam
yad,
yajjad
whatever
whatever
vibhūti, opulences, mat, having, sattvam, existence, śrī-mat, beautiful, ūrjitam, glorious, eva, certainly, va, all, tata, all those, eva, certainly, avagaccha, must know, tvam, you, mama, my, teja, of the splendor, ãśa, a part, ṁśa-sambhavam, one of. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Śrīla Prabhupada ki. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. Purport. Any glorious or beautiful existence should be understood to be but a fragmental manifestation of Kṛṣṇa's opulence, whether it be in the spiritual or material world. Anything extraordinary, opulent, should be considered to represent Kṛṣṇa's opulence. So anything that we can consider to be very extraordinary in this world, so we should consider that to be the Lord. Sometimes in many travels, you may just come across so many magnificent things. such as magnificent mountains, rivers, lakes, all this. So anything magnificent, as mentioned here in the purport, that we should understand that that should be the representation of the Lord. As mentioned in the Gita, that Antabhaya Vastita, the Lord is in everything. He's in everything. Inside and outside is everything. He's situated in everything. There's nowhere where the Lord is not situated. Anything either big or small, the Lord is there. So one time, when Lord Ram, when he was in the forest, he was going to exile. He was being exiled. He had to be in the forest for 14 years. So he was in the forest. He was going in the forest here along with Sita Devi and Lakshman. And then the Lord, he reached the ashram of Valmiki Muni. So when he reached the ashram of Valmiki Muni, so Valmiki, he paid homages to the Lord and acquired the Lord, being a Brahmana, Muni. So the Lord paid him respectful obeisances. And then Lord Ram asked Valmiki that, my dear great sage, I have to be in the forest for 14 years with my wife and my brother. So tell me where I should build. Tell me where I should stay. Where should I be? You tell me. And then Valmiki Muni replied that, my dear Lord, is there any place where you are not situated? He asked him where you should be. Is there any place where you are not? Is there any such a place where you are not? Wherever we have anything, whatever we can see, we can glance, it doesn't matter. Where the Lord is not is. The Lord is everywhere. He's everything. Another instance, when Prahlad, when he was being persecuted by his father, Hiranyakasipu, because Prahlad, he was a devotee of Vishnu, and Hiranyakasipu, he considered Vishnu to be his enemy. So he considered Vishnu to be his enemy, but in this case, his son happened to be the greatest devotee of Lord Vishnu. So Hiranyakasipu was very, very angry, and then he tried many, many ways to kill his son. Many, many ways he tried to kill him. He had Prahlad thrown from the top of a mountain. He had him put in the bottom of the ocean. He had him put in the ball of fire. He had him put in the snake pit where there's so many, many ferocious snakes. He had him put for the elephant to trample him. Still, Prahlad could not be killed. And then, so, Hiranyakasipu became very, very frustrated. He said, Prahlad, I've been trying to kill you so many, many ways. Still, you could not be killed. Where are you getting your power from? Where are you getting your energy from? What is the source of your energy that's I'm unable to kill you? What is the source of your energy? So Prahlad replied, he said, the source of my energy is the same as yours. The same thing. The source of my power, whatever, is the same source as yours. And then Hiranyakasipu became more angry. He said, where is he? Tell me, where is he? Prahlad said, he's everywhere. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Wherever he's everywhere. Where is he now? He's everywhere. And then Hiranyakasipu starts saying, is he here? Is he there? Prahlad said, yes, he's here. He's there. And then the Hiranyakasipu, he pointed to a pillar of his palace. He said, is he in this pillar? Is he there in this pillar? Huge pillar. And then Prahlad looked at the pillar. He actually saw on the Singadev. He said, yes, he's there in the pillar. When Prahlad looked, actually, wherever Prahlad is looking, the Lord was there. Prahlad was actually seeing the Lord. So Prahlad said, yes, he's there. He's there. He's there. He's there in the pillar. And then Hiranyakasipu said, okay, if he's there, then I'm going to kill him. And then he took his sword. He struck the pillar. And then just to prove that Prahlad is right when he said that the Lord is there in the pillar, so the Lord came out to the pillar. He came out with a big noise. He came out as a Shingadev, half man, half lion. And of course, Hiranyakasipu was very, very surprised that, oh, this was never unexpected before. Unexpected. So eventually he was killed by the Lord eventually. So the Lord is everywhere. The Lord is everywhere, inside and outside. So here in this text, the Lord is saying, Yaya vibhūtimat, sattvam, śrī-mat, ūrjitam, evāvagaccha, tata evāvagaccha, tvam, mama tejo āṣsambhavam. So the Lord is telling Arjuna that know that all these things which I've been describing to you, I've been describing to you so many, many things. It's Bijaman Tadaham Arjuna, was it rod of punishment. I mean, we've been reading this whole Vibhūti Yoga section of the Bhagavad Gita, this whole chapter 10, how all this magnificence, the Vibhūti, which all been described, how the Lord said, this is me, this is me. And then the Lord said, but all this which I've been describing to you, this is just a spark of my energy, just a spark of my splendor. Mama tejo ãśa means just a small fraction. Yeah, we said the Lord is everything in this world, but the Lord can be everything in this world, but it doesn't mean that He is personally present. The Lord is present with the fraction of His energy. With the fraction of His energy is present. Just like the sun is there, just with the ray of the sun, we are able to see, we can see because of the rays of the sun. It doesn't mean that the sun itself is right here. Because if the sun is here, then everything will be burnt. Everything will be burnt if the sun is here. But just by the rays of the sun, we are able to see, we can see everything in the world. So the manifestation, all the moving and non-moving entities, this is all due to the fragmental representation of the Lord. just as it's mentioned that this whole material creation, this whole material universe is there, and the material universe, there are unlimited universes, not just one universe. There are unlimited universes there, by which one of those universes is our universe. As a matter of fact, our universe is said to be the smallest of all the universes. There are many, many universes which are much, much bigger than our universe. And this universe itself is so big. It's described in the Bhagavatam how this universe is like the diameter of this universe. The diameter is 4 billion miles. 4 billion miles is the diameter of this universe. So it means if you can measure it, which is of course not possible, but described that it's described in third canto Bhagavatam that this universe is 4 billion miles. And then, now within this universe, there are so many, many galaxies, so many different planetary systems, lower, middle, and upper planetary systems, all the way to the planet of Lord Brahma. So everything within this universe, even we cannot even begin to understand everything about this universe. We can't even begin to understand. The astronomers, they'll be able to discover some few planets. Some few planets they've been able to discover, and they still, every day, something is still coming up. Some this universe, Pluto or Mars or this one or that one. So every time they still coming up, oh, we just discovered this planet. We just discovered this particular planet. Now, so mention that the whole material creation is so vast, it's so unlimited. But the entire material creation is just one small corner of the Lord's manifestation. Because the main manifestation of the Lord is in the spiritual world, the spiritual sky. The spiritual world. The material world is called ekpat vibhūti, one quarter. Ekpat vibhūti, the material world. And spiritual world is called tripat vibhūti. The spiritual world is 3/4. And material world is 1/4 of the whole, the Lord's manifestation. So which means the Lord's manifestation, the majority is in the spiritual world. The minority, very tiny portion, is in the material world. So why is that? Why is that? How come? The tiny portion is the material world and the major portion is the spiritual world. Because the material world it's not a place that's supposed to be a permanent abode for the living entities. It's not a place that is of a permanent abode of living entities. Actually, the material world is just a place whereby those entities, jivas, who have been disobedient to the Lord's order, so they are in the material world. So material world is basically a prison house. It's a prison house for the living entity. It's not a place that is joyful. It's not a place of residence for the living entities, but those who are here are those who basically been disobedient to the Lord's order. So material world is basically a place of punishment for the living entities. And that's why everything is temporary. Everything is full of miseries. Like that. Such Nirananda, no happiness, asat, temporary. This is the nature of material world. But spiritual is different. So, but the Lord said that even though we are seeing so many manifestations in the material world, we see so many beautiful things in the material world. But the Lord is saying here that yes, this is just a tiny portion of my manifestation. Just like in the next verse, when the Lord is still talking to Arjuna, because he has been describing so many things, and the Lord is telling Arjuna, he said, Atavava Paonaitena Kim Gyantena Tabajuna Vishtabhyaham Ibam Kṛṣṇam I can say Nasito Jagat. I can't say Nasito Jagat. I can say Nasito Jagat. This is what the Lord is saying. That he's telling Arjuna, but what need is there? I'm telling you all these things. I'm telling you about how I pervade the whole universe. How is everything? But what need is there? What is the need of all this description which I'm telling you? What's the need? What need is there? Because he's saying that, the Lord telling Arjuna that there is no need for all this detailed knowledge, which I've been telling, because just with a single fragment of myself, I pervade the whole universe. This entire world, this entire universe, I pervade and support this whole universe, just with a single fragment of myself. So basically, the Lord is unlimited. One time, the small boys in Vrindavan, they came to complain to Mother Yashoda that Kṛṣṇa has been eating dirt. So they came to complain to Mother Yashoda that Kṛṣṇa has been eating dirt. So and then Mother Yashoda called up Kṛṣṇa. He said, "Oh, my dear boy, your mates, they've complained to me that you've been eating dirt. Is that true?" So Kṛṣṇa says, "No, that is not true. This is just a conspiracy against me. My friend, it's just a conspiracy. So they are lying. I'm not eating any dirt." So Mother Yashoda said, "Okay, let me see your mouth. Open your mouth. Let me see. I want to see if you've been eating dirt or not." So Kṛṣṇa said, "Okay, you can look at me inside my mouth." And then Kṛṣṇa opened his mouth. When he's opened his mouth, so Mother Yashoda looked inside the mouth. But when she looked inside the mouth, and then she started seeing so many things inside Kṛṣṇa's mouth. She was seeing so many universes. She saw the universal form of Kṛṣṇa. She saw how everything situated within Kṛṣṇa. She saw all the universe, she saw many planets and all that. And then she saw Vrindavan. And then she even saw herself looking inside the mouth of Kṛṣṇa. So, and then she became bewildered. She started thinking, what is this? What is this? Is this boy, I'm thinking this is my son? So what am I seeing? What am I seeing? And then, because Vrindavan is a place, it's not a place of Aishwarya, it's a place of Madhurya. Mathura, Dwarka, that Aishwarya aspect, the magnificent aspect of the Lord. Vrindavan is about sweetness. What role is there whereby there is no conception of God, Kṛṣṇa as God? Kṛṣṇa is simply seen as the relatives, loving their most relative. But whereas in Mathura, Dwarka, everywhere else, Kṛṣṇa is God, it's Bhagavan. He's Supreme Lord. In Mathura, Mother Devaki, Vasudev, they offer prayer to Kṛṣṇa. They pray to Kṛṣṇa. They offer prayer because they see him as Vishnu. Even though he has become their son, but they still see him as Vishnu. So they will always pray to Kṛṣṇa. But in Vrindavan it's different. Nobody pray to Kṛṣṇa. Nobody offer prayer to Kṛṣṇa. Everybody, the Gopas, they will chastise Kṛṣṇa. They say, oh, Kṛṣṇa, you're a thief. You are naughty, you're a butter thief, Makancho. So that is Vrindavan. Mother Yashoda chastised Kṛṣṇa. That, oh, why are you going to the neighbor's house and steal the butter from them? So she will accuse Kṛṣṇa of being a thief. And then, of course, then she tied up Kṛṣṇa just to chastise her son. But when she looked at Krishna's mouth, she saw all the universes, so many manifestations. So she became temporarily bewildered. She said, oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Am I under illusion? Thinking that Kṛṣṇa is my son? And then as she was thinking this way, she was seeing this. So, and then Kṛṣṇa, he withdrew that is manifestation, because it's dearmost to him is this Madhurya Bhav which the Vrijavasis have for him. So Kṛṣṇa covers that, and then Mother Yashoda snapped her and they, oh, maybe, and she started thinking, oh, maybe Kṛṣṇa has been attacked by ghosts or something. And then she was making so many, then she called the Brahmanas to come and perform, to come and do jagas and all that. So that's the thing. So all the manifestations, this is just a tiny bit. All the universes in the beginning, it was mentioned that the Lord, in the form of a Purusha avatar, when the material world is being created, and then the Lord as the Purusha avatar, there are 3 Purusha avatars. The Mahavishnu, which means there's Mahavishnu, Garbhodasha Vishnu, and Kirodasha Vishnu, 3 Vishnus. And it's from Mahavishnu that so many universes are coming from his body. From the pores of his skin, all the universes are coming. Many universes coming out of his. So you can just imagine the size of Mahavishnu. So big. We can imagine the size of Mahavishnu. It's just beyond our measurement. Because all the universes are coming out of his body. And there are so many of them. So how can you begin to calculate? How can we begin to calculate? When Mother Yashoda, when she tried to bind Kṛṣṇa, she could not. She took a rope and then she was tying it around Kṛṣṇa. But the rope is always coming too short. Always coming too short, trying to bind Kṛṣṇa. The rope was always coming too short. 2 fingers too short. She was, she took the rope and then tried to bind Kṛṣṇa. The rope was short. And then she got more rope to tie to that rope to say, oh, okay, this is not enough, let me bring more rope. And then she was trying to tie. Still, the rope was always too short. And then she brought, bringing more rope from the house. Everything always coming too short. All the rope from the house were brought, still all was coming too short. And then Mother Yashoda called her friends, Gopi friends. So everybody from their houses, they all bringing rope, always bringing rope. No matter how many rope they brought, no matter how many rope they tied together, the rope is always coming too short. 2 fingers too short. Always coming. So as Mother Yashoda, she was doing this, so all the neighbors, all the ladies, they all laughing at Mother Yashoda. They all laughing. Oh, Mother Yashoda, you cannot bind your son. You cannot bind your son. But Mother Yashoda, she was very determined. She said, no, I must bind him. I must bind him. I must bind him. Even though as she was doing this, she was sweating, doing this. But she was very determined to bind her son, to bind Kṛṣṇa. She will not give up. So because of that strong determination that she had, that she would not give up, so Kṛṣṇa was defeated. Kṛṣṇa was defeated by her. So Kṛṣṇa became defeated because of prema. So the Lord is defeated only by the prema of his devotee. So Kṛṣṇa became defeated, and then the Kripa Shakti, which is the Shakti of compassion of Kṛṣṇa, then the Lila Shakti, which is the Lila Shakti, so then Mother Yashoda bind Kṛṣṇa. When that Shakti comes, that now Mother Yashoda, she had become victorious. So Kṛṣṇa was bound by Mother Yashoda. Prema to the love only. So, which means we can never try to understand everything about the Lord. We can never try to understand everything about his manifestation. But as he said, Yasmi Vigyante Sava Evam Vigyantam Bhavati, that by knowing him, everything is known by knowing him. And Yasmi Prapta was Prapta means to attain. That Yasmi Praptam Evam, Sava Evam Praptam Eva Bhavati, that by attaining him, everything is attained. By attaining him, everything is attained. The yogis, they've been performing austerities for a long period of time. They've been performing austerities for a long period of time, so many tapashyas and all that, so much meditation for a long period of time, but they can never attain the Lord. They can never attain the Lord. The what yogis, they've been trying for a long period of time, so much austerity. Some of them do it for hundreds of years. See, they can never attain the Lord. But the devotees of their love of him, Mother Yashoda was able to catch, she was running after Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa was running away, and then she was able to catch Kṛṣṇa and bind him. That because of prema, love, nothing else. So, Kṛṣṇa telling Arjuna that what's the need of all these, descriptions of my opulence? What's the need? Because only by just a tiny portion of my opulence, just by tiny portion, fragments of my opulence, just by fragment, I pervade everything. Tiny spark, by tiny spark of me, of my opulence, of my vibhūti, by tiny spark, this whole creation is pervaded. So you can just imagine. So the Lord is unlimited. When he says unlimited, it's actually unlimited. His partial expansion, Seshanag is the Lord's partial expansion. The snake, Seshanag. Sesha has thousands of heads. Big snake has thousands of heads. And on top of each head is particular planets. On top of each head. So the Sesha carrying the planet on his head. So each means each planet is situated on the head of Seshanag. And it's each planet, even though, yes, each planet is very, very big. So you cannot even imagine. But being situated on his head, the Lord, he doesn't feel it. It's like a mustard seed. If you put mustard seed on your head, you're not going to feel anything. Just like mustard seed, but he's not going to feel anything. That's the feeling of Anantasesh when he's holding so many planets on his head. holding so many planets on his head. You know. So this is a very good lesson here. That yes, the devotees do not waste their time trying to calculate the Supreme Lord. They don't waste their time trying to calculate the Lord, trying to ascertain, how big He is, trying to ascertain how powerful He is. So devotees do not waste their time in that. What did they do? They simply render prem bhakti. They simply render loving devotional service unto the Lord. That's what devotees do. The Lord said, I cannot be attained by anything. I can only be attained only by loving service, prem bhakti. Only by prem bhakti, loving devotional service, that is the only way the Lord can be understood. That's the only way He can be attained. And even though the devotees know that yes, the Lord is unlimited, and the Lord will allow the devotees to know Him to a particular capacity that the Lord Himself gives them. He will allow the devotees to know Him. So one can know the Lord to some extent, but that knowledge of the Lord is according to what the Lord has granted someone, what the Lord has granted the devotees. Because a devotee will never say that, I've known everything about God, I know everything about the Lord. No, there's no such a thing as know everything about the Lord. Because it's always unlimited, it's unlimited. Its energy is always increasing, it's always increasing. So how can you know everything about someone whose energy is always increasing? There's no limit to it. There's no limit. No limit to it. When Vamandev, he went to the palace of Bali to beg for 3 steps of land. To beg for 3 steps of land, he went to the palace of Bali. So when Bali heard Vamandev that, you want 3 steps of land? This is an insult to me, I'm a big king. I own everything. How can you be asking me for just 3 steps of land? Ask me for a village, ask me for a city, I will give you. Why 3 steps of land? You must not be an intelligent Brahmana. But the Lord said, no, I just want 3 steps of land. That's all I want. So Bali said, yes, okay, you can take 3 steps, I will give you. And then of course, then Vamandev, he raised his leg up, and as he raised his leg up, the leg went, covers, the first leg covers half the universe, and then the second leg covers the remaining portion of the universe. Everything was covered over. And then the Lord said, now, I've taken 2 steps of land, I've taken 2 steps, everything is covered over. Where can I put in the 3rd steps? Where can I put my top steps? So Bali, who thought that, this small boy is just asking me for 3 steps of land. So he found himself being dispossessed of everything. He said, well, my dear Lord, well, my head is there. You have not, so my head is still there. So you can put your 3rd step on my head. So in this way, Bali surrender everything to the Lord. So there are 9 processes of devotional service. And Atma Nivedana is number 9. Atma Nivedana is whereby the complete surrender of everything to the Lord. So Bali is exemplifying that aspect of bhakti, whereby everything is surrendered unto the Lord. So that is the whole purport of the Bhagavad Gita, how everything can be totally surrendered to the Lord. So the Lord telling Arjuna that don't waste your time trying to understand me. Don't waste your time trying to understand everything, because after all, everything is I pervade the whole unique creation just by a tiny speck of myself. So I'm going to start here. We can go on telling different stories about how the Lord is everything, about how the Lord pervades the whole universe. Many descriptions are there in the Puranas. So thank you. Is there any question? Yes, Mataji.
You say one quarter is material universe, but three quarters is spiritual world.
Yeah.
When we say Krishna's creation is unlimited, so how do you measure one quarter? What does it mean?
Yeah, everything's unlimited. Even though when we say 3/4, can you measure? You can't measure it.
You can't measure 3/4 of unlimited.
Yeah. So the material world, material creation is said to be 1/4 ekpada. Pada means quarter. Ekpada means 1/4. So that's the way it's described. But again, it's unlimited. Everything's unlimited. Material world is unlimited, and so is spiritual. So we cannot try to ascertain that. Okay, let's measure it. We can't measure it. We cannot measure. There's no measurement to it. It's just all limited. So, yeah.
Krishna's bodies actually have these ingredients like knowledge and eternity and
Yeah.
blissfulness.
Yeah.
So actually, these are the ingredients of Krishna's bodies.
No,
Opulence.
his body is all spiritual. Sachitananda Vigraha is all spiritual. The body is all spiritual. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat means eternal. Chit means knowledge. Ananda means bliss. Blissfulness. Composition.
So these are the parameters of Krishna's body.
Yeah, it's full descriptions. It's God's body. But you can also have the same. You can also have eternal. Actually, you are eternal. But your body is now covered by your material body. Your eternal form is covered by material body because you're in the material world. So you have material body which is limited. But you do have eternal form also. When you become Krishna conscious, when you become fully spiritual, then your spiritual body will be revealed to you. And that body will have no death. It will also be full of knowledge. You will be, full of bliss. But that doesn't mean that you're going to become God. You will never become God. You can never. God is always God, and you always the living entity. You're always part of God. The part will never be whole. Or eternally parts. Eternal. God's eternally God, and you're eternally part of God. So when you become God conscious, then you will have the same quality of God, the same quality, but not quantity, but quality. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yogi wasting the time.
Huh?
Why yogis wasting the time to worship? They know that bhakti is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Still they are why wasting the time?
Well, therefore, the worship is not wasting of time, but trying to calculate the law, trying to calculate the situation, the manifestation, that is waste of time. And that's what Krishna is telling Arjuna, don't waste time. So when we come to upasana means the worship of the Lord. Normally in the process of let's say self-realization, whereby you have kamakanda whereby is perform ritualistic and all that stuff. So you have kamakanda and then you have jnanakanda. Jnanakanda means knowledge, whereby you are acquiring knowledge of the creation and all of that. Jnanakanda. And then you come to upasana. Upasana means to worship. And normally from upasana, the worship, then eventually one comes to prem bhakti. So prem bhakti is the above everything. But it's not, it's very, very, it's a rare thing. It's not easy.
He's not practicing.
Huh?
Yogi is not practicing the prema bhakti.
Because they don't know. How can they?
They are meditating something.
Yeah, because they don't know. How can they?
Why they are meditating?
Yeah. So the yogis, they don't know. So the yogis, or the impersonalists, they follow the path of, basically using their mind and trying to understand the Lord. And so that's why they say that some of them, they can attain what they call the Brahmajyoti. That they can attain. But Brahmajyoti is just light coming from the Lord's body. It's just the light coming from the Lord. That's the Brahmajyoti. But we want to go to the source of the light, and that is Kṛṣṇa. This is Bhagavan. So devotee, they go to the source where the light is coming from, they're not attracted by the light. They're attracted by the source of light. Okay, you have more question?
Why it is natural for us to go back home? Or one Maharaj, I saw his video that he said that you were never there. You can never forget Kṛṣṇa if you were there.
Yeah, that's true.
So nobody forgets there.
Yeah, that's true.
Not a single moment.
Yeah.
So Prabhu, why it would be natural for us to go back home when
Not
we
go
were
back,
never- we
go
were never
there.
there?
Yeah, no go back, go there. Not go back there, you go there.
So Prabhupada used to write this.
Yeah, I mean, because in the beginning, Prabhupada was teaching us in the West that can't go to the kingdom of God because we came from there. Because we are part and parcel of God. We are part of God, but we have forgotten God because we are part of God. But it doesn't mean that you were previously in the spiritual. You were never in the spiritual world. Because Kṛṣṇa said that Yagatona Nivatante Tadama Paramama. Kṛṣṇa said in the Bhagavad Gita also. In that place, having once been, one never returns. Kṛṣṇa said in the Bhagavad Gita. It's also in the Bhagavatam also Prabhupada said, he said, it is a fact. No one falls from the spiritual world. This is Prabhupada's own statement. So we are never there. Otherwise, why are we here struggling? If we were there before, now we are doing bhakti. Many of us have been doing it for many, many years. I've been doing it for almost 50 years. Many of us. So how come we are not there yet? Why is it taking us such a long time to revive our situation? Because we were never there. So we have to go there. And the bhakti process is to take us there.
So it will not be, it will be unnatural for us because we were never there.
So therefore, it's unnatural until you become natural. You have to be trained up. You have to be trained, and you have to become. It has to be. You have to become natural. So the process of bhakti is like that. The bhakti is meant to purify you. The bhakti we meant whereby your spiritual form will be uncovered through the uncovered. The spiritual, the bhakti process is to remove your material coverings. And once your material covering is removed, then then you can start to see who you are. You can start to see yourself. I'm a jiva who is part of Kṛṣṇa, and I'm supposed to serve him. I'm supposed to be a servant of the Lord, then you go there. But you are never there. So that's the reality. If you were there, why are you suffering the material world? And it's such that the love between the Lord and his devotee is such that a lover of God will never be forsaken by the Lord himself. Even if you want to forget him, he will never allow you to forget him. You will not allow it. The love, we have to understand the fundamental nature of love. It's so much that the love between the Lord and his devotee is such that the love is devoted so much that he would never allow his devotee to live in. He would never allow it.
And again we develop because it is not in natural.
But you are never there because it's that right now you have so-called nature. Your nature now is called Maya, because you want to enjoy material world. So you think that you are the enjoyer of the material world. You think you are the enjoyer of the material world. So therefore you are here. You are struggling with material energy. It's so many countless births. Countless samsara, one after the other. So the process of the Vedic is said that, okay, come to light. Agamo, it was that Jyoti Gamaya, Asatoma Jyoti Gamaya, come to light. Now come out of darkness and come to light. So that's the Vedic saying. Come to light. Come out of darkness. Come to light. Jyoti Gamaya. So, so the scriptures the scriptures giving us the direction that yes, we have to come to light. We have to come to understand who we are, and we have to understand that there's a different place than this place. There's another place than this place in this material world. Okay? Hare Krishna. Jai Śrīla Prabhupada ki. Go